Hi and welcome to another lesson of English with Stuart, and today we're going to go back to basics. We're going to have a look at the most common verb in English, and it's the verb to be. Now what does it mean? Well, my students are predominantly Spanish, so most of my online classes with my students relate the to be verb with the Spanish equivalents. And the Spanish equivalents, of course, are the verbs ser and estar. And they mean both. In English, we do not separate the difference between the permanent feature ser and the temporary estar. They mean both in English. And there's also one other main difference between the to be verb and the equivalents in Spanish, and that is, in English, they are not progression verbs. What do I mean? When you say something, when you use the verb to be, you are talking, whether it be past, present, or in future, you are talking about a state in that moment, in that specific moment. Things do not change when you use the to be verb. I am happy. It's a state right now. I am happy. It doesn't show that I am progressing from being unhappy to being super happy. It just shows a moment state in an instant, in a moment. I am happy. So what are the conjugations of to be? Well, there are 3 conjugations in present, which is unusual for English because English normally has 2 conjugations in present. We have 3 with the verb to be. We have the first person, I am, or contracted, I'm. Then we have the second person conjugation, you are, or the contraction, you're. Then we have the third person singular, and that is. The conjugation is, he is, she is, it is, he's, she's, it's. And then, of course, we have the plural conjugations, we, the we conjugation, we are, or the contraction, we're. And then, of course, we have the third person plural, they are, there, in contraction, there, they are. So, I am happy, you are happy, he is happy, she is happy, we are happy, they are happy. That's the present conjugation. So let's have a look at the past conjugations. Now, unusually, this has 2 past conjugations. Normally, with verbs in English, verbs have simply 1 conjugation for every person, the same conjugated word. But in English, to be has 2. The conjugations were and was. Were and was. So let's have a look. Yesterday, I was happy. You were happy. He was happy. She was happy. We were happy. They were happy. The 2 conjugations of the to be verb in the past. What about the future? Well, English future is really quite simple, because all you need to do is have the subject and then the modal verb will plus the infinitive verb without the word to. You see, will takes the place of the to marker, the word to, which is the marker of the infinitive in English. So I will, you will, plus verb. So with the to be verb is simply the word be, will be. I will be happy tomorrow. You will be happy tomorrow. He will be happy tomorrow. She will be happy tomorrow. We will be happy tomorrow. They will be happy tomorrow. So that's the verb to be. Now, what about in questions? Because in questions, in English, the word order changes. In the interrogative, the word order is different. So let's use I am happy. You are happy. Are you happy? You see, what happens in English is that with questions, we always have an auxiliary verb placed before the subject of the first verb. Click on the link below and I will explain that in my next video about how questions are constructed in English.